Thanks for listening to our podcast, unMetered. As a member-owned, not-for-profit electric cooperative, our focus is on providing affordable, reliable, safe electricity and outstanding member service. One way that we're doing that is by providing more avenues of communication to you, our member. Through the podcast, we hope that you will be able to find some helpful hints, tips, and things to help you conserve energy, as well as some informational pieces that will help you understand what it means to be a member. Welcome back to another episode of unMetered. We're extremely excited to have you back. Today, Josh and I are going to be talking a little bit about the kind of anatomy of a utility pole, which is right behind us.
That's right. I came prepared. Last time we were out here, there was an accident. We're by a tree. I am prepared. And Adam thought it was for the rain. It's really not. It's because there's birds and I'm not getting it again. So I'm ready. If I see a flock and this thing opens, you know why. All right.
And before we get started, of course, sharing change.
Yes, sharing change. Do it. Sign up for it. Sharingchange.org. Easiest good thing you'll ever do. 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes if you can't find your driver's license. But less than that, go sign up for it. It's really good stuff out there. Where the money is helping people all across our service territory. So go out there and sign up. For outages, Adam's going to tell you what number to call, but this will actually tie into this a whole lot. So outages.
Yeah, so for outages, if you experience an outage, the best way that you can report that is by calling 1-877-777-9111. Our social media is not tied to our outage communications, so you're still going to have to call that outage number right now. Now, that we do have, give you guys a heads up, we do have an app that's going to be coming out here next month, on July 10th, in fact. Where you'll be actually able to report your outages from the app along with an updated IVR system.
Yeah, and we were actually last week when we wrapped up after the flyby assault that I had. We were going to talk a lot about the things that we have rolling out here in the next month, but we had some storms roll through the area last weekend. Talked to our systems control operators, and they had asked us to kind of talk about some of this stuff that we're going to talk to you about today. So really, the stuff that we were going to talk about this week is going to be next week. So make sure you tune in. It's awesome. The app is one of them. We got some trucks rolling by. Don't worry about them. They'll be gone in a minute. But the app is one of them. IVR is one of them.
Yep.
Some outage stuff. But let's jump into the storms. We had this past weekend. A lot of times we have storms that are forecast in, and we knew that there were going to be some.
Right.
But this one was a little bit different. I mean, there was some wind, some rain. We had about 1,000 outages or so on Saturday. I actually talked to one of our linemen in Franklin who was working some outages. He didn't get home until 7 o'clock Sunday morning. So, these guys are out, and you've talked to them. I mean, they're out, they're working all night long. But really, it's the after effects that our systems control guys really get hammered with.
Exactly, yeah, because a lot of times those trees and things like that, they may get knocked down, especially when it's late at night. A lot of people don't realize that their power's out.
Right.
And right now, our system control operators, they're the ones that are guiding our crews on where they need to go.
That's right.
And so, you're out, your power goes out in the middle of the night, you don't realize it's out. Now it's 5 o'clock in the morning. If you're that's when I wake up normally. So at 5 a.m.
Way too early.
5 a.m. I'm saying, hey guys, my power's out. If you guys haven't had a report already on that. So again, the operators really see and hear a lot.
Right. And and after, like you said, the trees come down or there's broken poles, and we did have a number of those this past weekend. But it's after when they've restored a bunch of the power. Members will go outside and they'll see lines that are hanging low or lines that are actually down, and they'll call us. And what happens is, I would say the majority of the time, those aren't our lines. So that's why we kind of want to talk to you about what's going on the pole. You can kind of see in the background, and we'll kind of talk about this particular pole. This is one of the power poles that's right outside our corporate office. And this is a perfect example of what a lot of our members are going to see out in their area, out in their front yard or whatever, because it has all the stuff that our poles have, or that you would see across our service territory.
And this is a good example of really anywhere you go.
Right.
So for instance, if you're out of town, this is still pretty much holds standard across the state and in other states as well. So kind of starting at kind of the top. Right. But we're at the very top here, and I'm not very good at doing the weatherman approach, so I'm I'm going to point for me and explain sort of where we're looking here. But at the very top there, you're going to see those cross members up at the very top.
Right.
That is where the higher voltage is, referred to as the power space. So if we refer to it as, up in the power space, that's what we're referring to.
Right.
What's right below that?
Right below that, we drop down and that's where our transformers are. And then as you continue to come down a little bit, you see the security light. Really, everything above the security light that's where all the power is. Anything below that, that's where our membership after the storms happen. Anything below that security light really is what our members are calling on. And the thing is that's not us.
Right.
Below those transformers and stuff like that, that's really not us.
Well, and that's something else that, for instance, when the March storms came through, I was out, taking some pictures and things like that.
Yep.
And someone had come up and asked about a meter base. So a meter base had come off the house.
Right.
Now that is a situation where, yes, definitely give us a call.
That's right.
We are, that's the right thing. However, there was a couple other times that as I was out and about, that people were like, hey, these power lines are down in my yard, but they were coming from the lower areas. So for instance, you'll see down here on the bottom, there's these 3 lines down at the bottom, right above where the guy line runs into it. And those lines themselves, they may be AT&T, they may be Comcast. If those come down, those a lot of times, those are not high.
Right. Those are
not electricity.
Exactly. Good point. They're the telecom lines. Mm-hmm. So that's where your cable folks are going to run. Now, we've had the question, well, why are they on the power pole if it's not power? Right. Well, because those telecom companies lease that space from us. They tie onto there. And so when those come down, if you call our systems controllers, they're going to basically tell you that those are your telecom companies. So you need to call AT&T or Comcast or Charter, whoever it is that you have, DTC, because they're going to have to come out and restring those lines. Those ones, a lot of times our members will say, hey, this line is really low.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Our lines are way up high, way up. Now, if one of the top lines comes down, that's where, stay away from that thing. Consider it energized at all times.
Exactly.
The lower ones, call your cable company, call your phone company.
And another thing to point out with these telecom wires is that a lot of them are fiber.
Right.
Again, they're not copper. They're not a conduit for the electricity.
Right.
And so what ends up happening is you'll see these lines run through trees. I mean, they will literally run them into a tree, and they don't really take care of a right of way.
That's right.
For instance.
That's right.
And a lot of times you'll see that our poles are on one side and their poles, are on the other.
That's right.
Where we had to move our lines.
Right.
But they kept theirs there, and those trees have just grown right on top of it. So these are very durable lines.
Absolutely, and that's a really good point.
They're not going to break. They're not going to hurt you. It's one of those things.
You don't want to mess with them.
Exactly. It's just because then you might mess up your own service.
Exactly. Be careful around them. But no, that's a great point about the right of way and vegetation management. Whenever you see our lines, you'll be able to see very clear very clear maintained path, and that's just because once the trees that come in contact with the lines, things like that, it'll knock power out to everybody. Right. Trees that come in contact with the with the telecom lines, it may knock your service out, but that's the telecom guys. Now we're not saying don't call us, by any means. If you're concerned, give us a call. We'll let you know what's going on. But kind of just for informational purposes, those lower lines, those are typically your telecom. Anything up above the transformer, I think that's a pretty good rule of thumb. Yeah, that's what our operators have told us.
And even there's a lot of times there's the line that runs from a transformer directly into your house.
Right,
and
your tap line.
And those may be a little bit lower. They hang down a little bit further because they have to cover a distance.
But it's again, clear to see
you can trace
it's coming. Yeah, it's coming where it's coming from. It's not coming from the low light. It's coming from a little bit higher on the pole. Right where it's coming from. And those are oftentimes, if trees, when you talk about a meter base, oftentimes those are the ones that'll get pulled out. Is a tree will fall on them or something like that, and it's that tap line. But up top, ours, down lower, probably not. But give us a call if you have a question. We'll walk through
and
it.
of course, if there's ever a storm and you think that there's, your meter it gets messed up or something like that, definitely give us a call.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need to get that fixed.
Yep.
It needs to be securely attached to the home.
Yep.
However, if it's something where your telecom wires are away from the house or falling down or something like that, again, you're gonna want to call AT&T. You're probably out of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I said, so again, if you don't hear anything else. The top wires above the transformer, are going to be ours. Anything below that are going to
Probably
be
not.
A telecom or a tap line. So,
and you know, there's different instances, and of course there's you know, I mean, for everything that we say here, I'm sure that we could turn around and point out all the times that it's, you know, that there's an exception, and there are always exceptions. By and large, just like Adam said, you know, and I guess really, if you have a question, just call us.
Yep.
You know, I mean, just call us. And we're not saying, please don't take that as we're saying, don't call us. We don't want to hear, because we absolutely do. We absolutely want to hear from you. We want to hear from you if you have a question. If you're concerned, give us a call. You know, but our systems control operators, they're going to tell you, hey, if it's one of these lower lines, one of these big old thick looking things, it's probably your telecom. You may want to get in touch with whoever your telecom provider is. But you know, I mean, that's it. You know, that's pretty much the pole in a nutshell. There's other pieces, you know, there's other pieces and parts to it, but
there always is.
You know, but for what we're looking at, and for what our systems control operators, you know, what they hear and what they deal with all the time, you know, that's pretty much it. Broken pole, call us. You know, winds come through and you can see something, arcing fires, call us. Well, call the first responders. You know,
exactly.
We have great relationships with them too. So, you know, it's just that's it, man. I mean, it's real simple. You know, it's just, those are the questions that we get, and those are the things that our guys, you know, ask us to talk about. And we're probably going to go a little more in depth with this, you know, in the future. This was just real quick on the heels of a storm that just came through. Kind of seems like we're getting our spring storms right at the beginning of summer, doesn't it?
Well, it seems like they all get compacted. You know, we hit hard in March.
That's right.
We were open during the real rainy season.
Yeah,
I mean, the real rainy season. Now it's coming back again. But it does open up another thing about the systems control. You know, they said, hey, we need to let the members know about these things, because again, every member here is important to the employees.
Absolutely.
And so whether you see those employees or not, they're thinking about our members. They want to make sure that they're taken care of. They want to make sure they've got the information that they need.
That's right.
And so if there is information that you would love to hear about, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can either, you know, you can easily email us at info@mtemc.com with those suggestions. You could also you can also give us a call. You know, our member
services line. Yep,
they'll take care of you on that too. So again, let us know on social media, anywhere, some topics that you'd love to hear about, because again, the purpose of this podcast is to keep our members informed.
That's right. That's right. You know, and you had mentioned the systems control operators and how important all of the members are to all of our employees. Yep. Systems control is one of the places here that is manned 24/7, 365 days a year. You know, so all of our members that call in, we have someone that's watching for power outages. You know, that's keeping an eye on the system. So know that you are in good hands. Those folks in there are hardworking. They're always paying attention and always ready to assist. They'll turn around and you know, they're the ones that dispatch the linemen to go out and fix issues when it comes to the poles. So you know, just know that they are always there and they do a great job. I mean, I can't sing their praises enough. They sit there and watch and they're
always
awesome.
aware.
They are awesome. They're
always
awesome guys. So I think that's it for this week.
Well, I won't let this truck go by, but thanks again for listening in to unMetered. Again, check out sharingchange.org. Easiest good thing you'll ever do. A new, like I said, the new rollout that we're going to be going down.
Talking about that next week.
Next weekend, we're going to do kind of an overview, kind of let you know some of the things that are going down and how that's going to improve our service to our members.
It's going to be so cool. It's going to be so cool. I mean, we know this is an important topic. We really wanted to talk about it, but the stuff that we have coming up here in the next couple weeks, it's going to be so cool. New build design, it looks awesome. It looks so cool. New app. We already have people talking about, give me the app. July 10th, it's coming. It's coming. Hey, we made it out without getting sniped this week.
This week there's been no accidents.
Thank God.
So far, so we'll try to get out of here. Actually, I hear a bird coming. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. You better get that out quick.
I'm not getting it. unMetered is brought to you by Middle Tennessee Electric.